Hey folks, it's ioEther and we're back with some more World of Tanks. As you can see, this is Archetype in his Tiger. This is a tier 8 game on Sand River, and this is an assault. Ooh. Yeah, I actually really enjoyed Assault on Sand River. As most of you may know, I turned Assault off because of Corellia. But anyways, so we're just going to pause that while he's still sitting here like this. And if you're ever looking at a Tiger from the front like this, the only place you have to worry about shooting it is between the tracks. Don't shoot this. Other than that, go ahead and pop shots wherever in the front of this thing you want to. If you have, if you're tier 7, actually, if you're tier 6-ish and up, you're going to go through. It's 100 millimeters. Wherever you shoot, well, except for this little part. Don't shoot that. But other than that, this tiny little spot in the middle, yeah, don't shoot that. Other than that, you're going to go through. Even that, I'm not 100% certain that that's not going to go through. Just because of the fact that it's a Tiger. It's not made for withstanding shot. He's not going to weather a storm of fire here. He's going to outsnipe, most likely. The only part on the Tiger you do not want to shoot is this gun mantle. This gun mantle will mess you up if you shoot at it. Other than that, you can shoot the cupola, the top part, the sides, the lower turret ring, the whole hull of the tank. I mean, from the front, this thing is pathetically weak. It might as well not have armor. Considering it's a heavy tank, it might as well be French. If it's angled at the perfect 45 degrees, somewhere about like there, then pop shots through the drive wheel, and you'll go in. Other than that, and you'll pin it in place. Other than that, you might as well just shoot through the top of the turret, or the side of the turret, or the turret ring, or the weak machine gun port if you can't get through it normally. But I'm pretty sure you're still going to be able to go through it normally. This tank is not particularly strong on armor. It deflects out of luck and at a lower caliber, and that's it. Other than that, it's just going to be what we call a damage sponge. Now, and notice first off, he's not running a fire extinguisher because I think he forgot to resupply a fire extinguisher. So either this is one of his opening fights in the Tiger, which it can't be because he's got it 3 marked, or at some point he had another consumable in there, and either they ran out or he decided to stop putting in like auto fire extinguishers, for example, and just forgot to re-click that the resupply button. So yeah, weird. Or maybe he's one of those crazy people that manually resupplies themselves after every game, which is just silly, by the way. Don't do that. But all that being said, we have lost an E25 in less than the first minute of the game. Great. Okay. So, before we get into the game proper, if you like what you're seeing out of Archetype in his Tiger, please do hit that like button. It really does help him out quite a bit, as the one with the most likes at the end of the week, the MVP, gets 500 gold, and that, you know, is a nice little bonus. That is paid for by the channel's Patreons, so give them a shout out and thank them, please. Also, if you think I deserve more subscribers, then go ahead and share this video, and that would be awesome if you could do that. Looking at a Cromwell, unfortunately not able to hit the Cromwell on the move. That's not terribly weird, but ooh, look at this shooting gallery we got over here. T-150, I don't know what the T-150 is thinking it was going to happen, parking out in front of a Tiger, but probably he wasn't thinking about this. He does hit antenna. See, tier 6, he connected and he just went right in. Unfortunately for him, the Tiger's got a better reload. See, right through the front of the hull, and that's an angled hull, by the way. I mean, if we shoot him anywhere but the gun mantle, we will go into his tank. Of course, we managed to hit like the most extreme shot on the side of the tank possible. Yeah, that does. The other thing about the Tiger is it has absolutely terrible gun depression. So he's having to maneuver the whole tank, as you can see, in order to actually get the gun on target. But once the gun is on target, it is fairly accurate. As I said, of course, he misses a shot on the 150. But that should... There we go. One more of those, and that should be the end of the 150. Just want to see where that last shot hit. It, in fact... I don't know. Can't see it. Maybe it dinged off our gun mantle. Can't imagine. Oh, look at that upper right there. As it goes ahead and kills the 150. So yeah, don't hit that strip in the middle that's severely angled. Other than that, you should be able to just pop rounds through this vehicle pretty much at ease. He's already up to 1,300 damage, which is almost his fire for effect, and there's still most of the enemy team left. What our team is doing, I don't know. But apparently they're not being as effective as we would like them to, though considering the fact that the first thing that happened was our E25 killed itself by falling off a cliff in Sand River. That is probably the tone, the way this map's going to go. Ariel, I don't know what you were thinking was going to happen when you fired from there and got yourself lit by the scout tank. But I'm assuming this wasn't what you were thinking would happen, as he goes ahead and just demolishes that ARL, taking it completely out of the game after receiving a single hit from him. So ARL, you did 313 damage. I hope that was worth your entire life, because that's what you paid for that one shot into the Tiger. Now he's moving up on this IS-6. He can only see the turret of this thing. But that doesn't really matter as long as he can hit it from the side. He's got decent pen on this gun, 200, and he can go up to 237 if he pumps that 2 key. But it looks like he doesn't need to, and so why bother, right? Now he's moving up. He wants to get over here where he's got more of a frontal shot. The other thing is, of course, any tank. That's got to be the T-25AT that was up there with the ARL, telling him this is a good plan. It's not a good plan. And so moving up, he's gonna want to look to shoot. Okay, so on the IS-6, you shoot this upper hull, upper turret plate here. You can overmatch that easily. It's about 30 millimeters thick, or you can just put rounds straight through the front of this thing. Because of the angle he's on, this is actually a very flat plane. Because of the fact that the I-6 is canted upwards. Or he can, well, with this pen, he might be able to put around through the gun mantle. I'm not going to guarantee that, though. Look at that. Just, yep, straight through the driver's hatch. And again, the more the IS-6 drives backwards up this hill and can't set tank forward, the flatter this front hull armor becomes, and the more likely he is to just be able to pop rounds through it. Because of the fact that it's not the full pike, like a IS-3, this just becomes the absolute weak spot on this tank, especially when it's backing up a hill like this. Or you can put rounds to the top of the turret, or you can even hit the engine deck from here, assuming he can aim aim well enough, right? You can hit that little corner. That's about 30 millimeters on top of that engine deck. You'll be able to overmatch that. Heck, you might be able to pen that with HE. You could pen that thing with HE. He's not going to, though. It looks like he's going to take the surefire hits to the front of the IS-6. Wait, that one didn't go in. Oh no, no, it didn't go in. I don't get why. That's 2. I don't understand why they didn't go in, but they didn't. Weird. Must have rolled really low on the pen, but or something like that. Taking a shot while not set up. Yeah, it's worth doing because of the fact that any shots you don't fire obviously aren't going to hit, but this tank really does need to aim in a little bit. Though it definitely doesn't need to aim in all the way. Now we've got a interloper on the cap, so it looks, if he knows what he's doing, which he obviously does. Oh, never mind. I was going to say he was just going to push around and try and take that out, but he can actually aim all the way in and pop a shot over the top of these rocks and into this FV, who thinks he is perfectly safe after a KV2 splashes the rock behind him and doesn't do any damage. Elias decide he's found his brave hills. He's pushing back up and over this hill again. But now that we're hull down, he's going to have a hard time getting in. Any shots on us, as long as we can, there we go, hit a flat surface, these shots are going to go in. Now if Archetype wanted to dab that 2 key, he could pretty much pen that thing wherever he wanted to, but he doesn't go ahead and do that. He's just going to move in now, either to try and take it. I'd take it the i6 first. It's the biggest threat. Our i6 though is probably going to do exactly that, and then after that he's going to look to take out the T25AT, who may have moved himself to up somewhere up more like up here or up here, where he has more advantageous spots, or he might still be staying up here when you shoot down on anyone chasing the IS-6. Either way, it should be interesting to see where he is. I'm going to speed this up a little bit because otherwise it could be a while before we find our... Oh, no, he's actually just heading back to base. He must have seen the Tiger on the radar and thought maybe our charioteer was having troubles. Now the charioteer should be able to take out the Tiger without too many troubles. However, that being said, we are in a Tiger and we've done 600 damage. So if a Tiger is this good, maybe it's too good for a charioteer. Nope, we found the T25AT. So now we know so that means that when he first vanished, he did one of these. Actually, he probably came down here, through here, and up and around here. And so he's been moving this entire game to get to this spot. Wow. We're going to speed this up a little bit, just until we get to this dune, because there will be a Tiger on the other side of it. Pop his gun up and through the side of the Tiger. Good job. And now he's looking to go after that T25AT, who was running away and falling into a gully while doing it. So now there's only a minute left. If the T25 can hold it for another minute, he'll still lose. There is no way in which the T25 wins at this point in time. He is just trying to survive. So Thai food over here is simply trying to live, and I don't think Archetype's going to give him that opportunity. Nope, popping around straight through the front of that tank. 4,000 damage and 6 kills. Yeah. Anyone else think the Tiger's a bit overpowered in the right situation? Like when the targets just keep lining up for you. This is an awesome tank. Master Badge, Ace Tanker, Bruiser, Duelist, Fire for Effect, High Caliber, yeah. And of course the Top Gun. Wow. So 4,000 damage and tier 8 game and tier 7 tank. That's very impressive. 1,500 base experience is insane. And the fact that he almost did more damage than the top 2 tier 8 tanks on his team combined is just out of this world crazy. But that is the DPM of the Tiger. If this thing gets into a groove and you let it work, it will just shut your team down. Blocking very little with his armor. He actually didn't need that health, as it turned out. He had over 400 health at the end of the game. Even if that shot had gone in from the T150, he still would have lived to end this thing. And a little bit of spine damage or tracking damage. Mostly he was being spotted for by other people, and then just racking up this kill or this damage counter. Yeah, 2,400 damage or 2,500 damage from a sniping distance, basically. And he traveled a decent distance around the map. If he'd been running premium, this would have been a spectacular game for him. And if he'd been running a fire extinguisher, that would have been a better plan. But other than that, I have no other things to nitpick about this thing. It's a great little tank. And if you have the opportunity to get your hands on it, I would, even if it's just for the experience of trying it. One note of caution though, even if you're top tank on your team, you cannot be on the front lines with this thing. You will get shredded, you will die after having done very little damage. So thank you all for watching. Please, if you think Archetype deserves an MVP award for 4,000 damage, then go ahead and hit the like button. And if you think I deserve more subscribers, share this. And of course, thank our Patreons all around because they support this channel every second of the week, and they are awesome. Thank you all for watching. Have a great night. This ioEther out.